Hi, you're welcome to I Mentor with Harkheindzel Kenny Omiyale, and I am a development and empowerment strategist and also the spirit mentalist. And on today's episode, we're going to be talking about how do you damage proof your company or your business during chaotic times. We've been in a season right now where a lot of uncertainties have become discertainties, if you get what I mean. We don't know what could happen any moment. We don't know there are natural disasters, policies, rumors, and a lot of businesses are actually scared, at this point in time. And so I was having a conversation. I wanted to say I was having a friend with a conversation instead of having a conversation with a friend. Okay. Now, I was having a conversation with a friend the other day, and we just started talking about this, and I felt it's something I should put out there. I believe that it's going to be of benefit to quite a whole lot of people. And that is, how do you damage proof your business, especially when you live in chaotic times, or when you live in nations or places that you're not really sure what could happen in the next week or even the next day. Okay, so here are some of the things that ensued during the conversations, and I thought it would be best to just share it with you people and see what you get from it. If you've got other opinions that could be useful, please try to comment and let me know. I could also learn a lot from you as well. So while the conversation was ongoing, one thing that was very paramount is insurance. You have to make sure that your major running assets are insured. Now, this might be a season that is not very good for insurance agencies or companies, because when there is destructions of properties that has been insured, the insurance company has to cough out the money. Okay, so that is it's in your own best interest, especially when you find yourself in tumultuous times, to make sure that your basic major running operational assets are insured. It's for your own good. Okay. One thing about insurance is people say it will never happen to me. I'm very careful, this and that. That is from your end. You might take all the precautions that you may like, and someone else who doesn't care about all your precautions comes in, destroys your properties, vandalizes and equipment, and so we can never be too careful. Okay, so insurance is very key and very important. Now, the second thing you need to also do to damage proof your business is to reduce cost, especially when you find out that you're in a volatile situation. You should not pump more of cost into it, because you're not certain that you're going to get, sales back. Because if something affects you, obviously it may be affecting other people as well, and other people will want to mitigate or reduce cost, especially if your business is not essential services, in the terms that maybe you deal with health supplies or food or security protocols. People might think you're not that necessary now, because we have to eat first, we have to survive first before we start thinking of other aesthetics or enlightenment protocols. So you have to reduce your cost of operation and your running costs. This might be very difficult for some people. If you have too many staffs that you can contain, you would have to find ways of, reducing that load of cost. If you can also have machineries that are able to utility assets, wherewith they're able to do more than one purpose. So multi-purpose can actually be a better way to reduce your cost as well. Another thing you also need to notice that never pull all your eggs in a basket. Okay, you need to learn as a business in this age. This shouldn't even be something that is new to you or something you haven't thought of. Never put all your eggs in the same basket. You need to learn to diversify your product reach and market reach. Okay, now how does this mean? For example, you could have local foreign markets. Okay, because if you service local clients and foreign clients, in a way, you still kind of diversified. So if something happens locally, you can still start getting returns from the foreign guys. And if something happens in the foreign league, you can still, work out at managing, the local clients that you have. Another one, which is very important, it's physical goods and digital goods. You need to have it. Okay. physical goods and digital good, or physical services and digital services. There must be ways through which you make money online. If you're into services, if you're into goods, put it into your business in some way so that you begin to have ways through which you make sales or you engage people online as well. That is very important. Majority of the cash flow of cash right now is coming from online. Okay, so you need to have digital paying platforms. You need to have digital engagement platforms. Your storytelling, content creation. Make sure that you're able to have a large audience attention online as well. And also, you need to learn to prepare for the rainy days. You always have to be proactive. Like they say, the best time to dig a well is not when you're thirsty. It's long before you get thirsty. Okay, so that is very, very important. Always be proactive. Be critical. Have critical assessments. Now, whenever I'm having coaching or consulting sessions and I have to engage some form of critical assessment of businesses or products, there are basic questions that you ask yourself. And I'm going to give you a hint here. The first thing all of your processes, you have to have a critical assessment of them. And how do you engage this? The questions are, what if? What if this happens? What if that happens? What if this doesn't happen? What if that doesn't happen? So what if my major paying client leaves? What do I do? What if people don't like my products anymore? What if I have a competitor that rises and crushes my market share? You need to be critical. So you need to ask the what if questions and be exhaustive with them. Okay? Now, when you ask the what if section on a column and you give the answers to it, obviously, the next set of questions you would ask yourself is, what would I do to the what if? And this is where strategy and implementation is key. What would I do to the what if questions? Okay, and then you try to answer that as well. This might involve, and that's why consulting is very important. You might not be able to come up with all of this on your own. You might need an extra hand, external help to help you brainstorm, and come up with more creative solutions. And then after the what would I do questions, you need to ask yourself, how do I reduce the pressure that such would cause me? So the basic questions you need to ask yourself are the what if questions, the what would I do questions, and how do I reduce the pressure should this happen questions. And that is very important. And the final thing I also want to make you understand here is you need to structure your own economic flow. Every company, every business has an economy, and you must learn how to make sure that your economy flows. Okay, be in charge of it as much as you can. So you have to ask yourself important questions. Who has the money that runs my business? Who are the people that have the money that runs my business? You must find people who have the money to buy and make sure that you bring them into your circle. You must find people who trust you. That means who see the authenticity, and the trustworthiness, and they understand your product, they see the value in it, and they trust you as a person. You must also find people who have grown fond of you, people who you've created a very good relationship with. Relationship is very key for business survival. You must also need people who need what you have. So the value you're providing, who are the people who actually who have the problems that you have the solutions to. And finally, you need to build your own community. Do not trust the internet to keep your community for you. Find a way. Remember, don't put all your eggs in one basket. If you're majorly an online business, find a way to make sure that you have access to people offline. If you're an offline business, try to make sure that you have access to people online. Their phone numbers, their emails, their contact addresses, something that allows you to reach them no matter what the circumstances. And learn to build your community, build your email list, and make sure that you are in constant communication with your clients, your market, and what have you. Okay, so these were basically the conversations we're having, and I just thought it's necessary for me to also share that with you. Now, if you have more suggestions, please hit me up, comment below, or reach out to me and see how I can also learn from you. And this is where I'm going to be ending this podcast episode today. So the next time I hear from you or you hear from me, be good, be great, be prosperous. Have a great day.